hark back to the time we first were introduced to Ruth Lake. Was my father and Tommy were co-workers, and Tommy insisted on owning the cabin to our family. And my dad's family years and years ago had a place at Cannon Lake, and then when my grandfather passed away, when my grandmother couldn't hold on to it anymore, so she sold it. So that was when my dad was about 14 or 15, so he'd always wanted to get back into the caribou, and Tommy gave him this opportunity. And as other people have said, once you've been introduced to Ruth Lake, you're not about to leave. So for the next few summers, we rented cabins, some of the local cabins, and Mary would always bring us down or invite us down to teach the water ski behind the aforementioned speedboat, which we all thought was totally adequate till you got to be about 15 or 16, and then it wasn't quite adequate. But then we bought and we used their family property as our base. I dropped all the lumber off, a stove and everything else that went into the cabin that we built around the lake, the cabin that now Mary and Michael own. So, well, then we bought the Hardy's cabin. We became next door neighbors. And so as soon as any of us arrived at the lake, within a short period of time, perhaps the very day you arrived, if you were sitting on the dock, Mary would come traipsing down the pathway and plunk herself down in a lawn chair and catch up on every one of our lives, because she was always so interested in what we were doing and how the rest of the family was doing, and always kept us up to date on all the little goings on around Ruth Lake, and who was there and who was coming up and who was not coming back, and etc. So my parents were very good friends of Tommy and Mary's. Myself and my three sisters, known her for 45 years. Then the next generation, my two children and my 7 nieces and nephews all got to know Mary, spent lots of time in the dock with her and on her porch and in her living room, and then my grandchildren have been introduced to her. So the 4 generations of the Manning family had the privilege of knowing Mary, and the lake just won't be the same without her. We certainly all miss her, but we all have spectacular memories of her that we'll never ever forget.